Yes, very quickly. Jegabar has left the gate okay, but he's easing him straight back after the start and getting him to the outside. Now, Leading Bounty and Carindale away well on the inside with Inchgower. They are the leaders settling down now from Foreign Flight, Balcapine. Further back in the race, when they settle Rare Vintage, and they're followed by Impulsive Risk. Jegabar's got back to last in the early point and back over on the rail, tracking through Cut Diamond and Trojan Gift. Out of the course proper, they've gone over the first two. And the leader is Inchgower, about 2 lengths in front at the moment from Leading Bounty, followed by Carindale. Then on the outside, Balcapine as they go to the next. Hitting that Foreign Flight, all but sold out. Jegabar still very deep coming down the straight the first time. Inchgower coming down towards the fourth. Over it in front, clipped the top of it, about 2.5 lengths in front of Leading Bounty and Balcapine, 2 further back Rare Vintage. Then Jegabar deep around Impulsive Risk. Carindale up on the inside of Trojan Gift, 3 or 4 further back Cut Diamond, and 2 last of all Foreign Flight after that early mistake. By the judge, they race with the circuit to go. Inchgower goes out of the straight about 2 lengths in front of Leading Bounty, Balcapine, and Jegabar's making up his ground, but he's out 3 deep. Try to get in at the moment. Carindale back inside Rare Vintage, 1.5 Impulsive Risk. Over on the inside, Trojan Gift, 2.5 then to Cut Diamond, and 2 last of all Foreign Flight. At the riverside now, 2,000 out. Inchgower travelling nicely, 1.5 in front of Balcapine, up closer now, a half further back Leading Bounty. 2 then to Rare Vintage on the outside, Jegabar now travelling up to 4th around Rare Vintage. Over on the fence, the grey Carindale, 2.5 then to Trojan Gift, 3 to Impulsive Risk, followed by Cut Diamond, last of all Foreign Flight. 17.50 out, Inchgower still in front, comes up to the next flight now, got over it safely, 2 to Leading Bounty and Balcapine. Jegabar covering ground around Rare Vintage. Over on the fence is Carindale, 3 or 4 further back in the race then Trojan Gift. They're followed 2 or 3 further back Foreign Flight around Impulsive Risk and Cut Diamond the rail. Over that next one at the 1,500 metre mark, and it's still Inchgower, nearly 1.25 lengths in front from Leading Bounty. Then pushing up Balcapine, and Jegabar still out 3 deep, 2 lengths further back Rare Vintage, 3/4 further back Carindale. As they go over the one along the back now at Chiquita Lodge inside the 1,200 metre mark, and Inchgower led by over 1.5 lengths now to in second placing Leading Bounty, and Jegabar went up third on the outside of Balcapine. They've got away 4 lengths Rare Vintage, Carindale, 3 or 4 Impulsive Risk starting a run, but 15 off them. Then further back Foreign Flight, and the stablemates have dropped out. Trojan Gift back there in company with Cut Diamond. Inchgower in front over the one at the 900 metre mark, got over at 1.5 lengths in front from Leading Bounty, 1.5 to Jegabar, 3 further back Balcapine, 2 or 3 further back in the race Rare Vintage, Carindale, and back behind those a mile off them Impulsive Risk, but Inchgower travelling okay. After him Leading Bounty as they come to the top circle, 700 to go, 2 or 3 further back Jegabar third, 3 further back Balcapine, and a gap to Rare Vintage and Carindale, but around the turn, and Inchgower straightened up now with 2 flights to get over. 5.50 out, he's 1.5 lengths. Leading Bounty now having a crack at him. Leading Bounty goes up to Inchgower, and they spread away 8 lengths in front of Jegabar. 400 out, the second last coming up. Leading Bounty goes up to Inchgower, landed 1.5 lengths in front, 10 lengths further back Jegabar, who walked through the second last, but Leading Bounty in front down towards the last, kicked away 2 in front of Inchgower. Over it in front, Leading Bounty a good 1.5 lengths. Inchgower is battling on, but Leading Bounty 150 out, 2 lengths to Inchgower, is trying hard. About 10 further back, Carindale gets to third. Jegabar dropping right out, but Leading Bounty too good, wins 1 3/4 lengths Inchgower. About 18 lengths away, third is Carindale, and then Rare Vintage, Impulsive Risk. Jegabar, well, he covered ground, but he never seemed to travel at any point, Jegabar. A long gap to Balcapine, then coming in Cut Diamond from Trojan Gift, and last of all, Foreign Flight.
Well, number 11, Leading Bounty, 12.52.90 from 2, Inchgower, 170, and for third, 6, Carindale, 4.40.
11 Leading Bounty, Super Tab 11.50, 2.80, number 2 Inchgower 1.70, and number 6 Carindale 4.20. News from the Canberra Harness Racing is that 2 Inick has been well backed in the ring there for the first number 2.
Seem to be looking down at the horse's action. He then did race wide, but he never really came into calculations. Got up to third along the back, but never really looked to threaten.
Moving up Canberra.
2 and 6, 11, 2 and 6 and 3.30. Leading Bounty sat right on Inchgower, and they careered right away before the home turn to have the race between them. And Leading Bounty was much too good. Number 11 ridden by A. Moore. They're off and running now. Came out in a fair line. Zero Limit dropping back with Waikikamuko after the jump away. And one of the first out, Adonis, was Super Senior travelling forward with Campaign Warrior. Pomcell behind those with Kiwi Golfer from the park on the rail, and further back in the race Placido. Then Seclude, Sports Beats on the fence from Locum Tenens, and then Waikikamuko at last of all Zero Limit. Up to the 16 now, and Super Senior went around the outside and moved out 2 lengths in front of Campaign Warrior. Up on the outside of Adonis, third, a length further back Pomcell is inclined to pull running fourth. Fifth is from the park outside at Kiwi Golfer travelling forward. 2 further back in the race then Placido. Sports Beat on the fence now from Seclude, Waikikamuko the middle from Locum Tenens, and last of all Zero Limit. Into the back they race now at the 1300 metre mark, and Super Senior 2 in front. Second Campaign Warrior, 2 further back Kiwi Golfer, a half on the inside Adonis. 2 then to Pomcell, fifth, a half to from the park the rail, 1 further back Placido. Sports Beat is bottled up over on the inside down the back now from Seclude outside it for Waikikamuko, and then Locum Tenens. Zero Limit last of all at the 1000. About 18 lengths from first to last as they come off the back. Super Senior a length in front. Campaign Warrior comes off the fence and goes up second. Outside him now Kiwi Golfer is travelling forward, but he's out wide. 3 further back Adonis, and 2 then to Pomcell, followed by from the park. Further back Placido. Sports Beat back to the fence from Seclude, Waikikamuko. Zero Limit second last, and last of all is Locum Tenens, 600 out. And on the outside here the leader is Kiwi Golfer up to the turn. Led 3/4 to Super Senior, staying to the rail. 2 to Campaign Warrior. Pomcell coming deep. Sports Beat back to the inside. Into the straight they race. They bunch up. Kiwi Golfer grabbed by Pomcell, and out deep Pomcell hit the front now from Campaign Warrior. Waikikamuko, Kiwi Golfer, and Placido coming out in the centre. Placido was after this leader on the inside, Pomcell. Placido's moved up at the 200 metre mark, put his head in front of Pomcell, and the outside Placido a half in front of Pomcell. Campaign Warrior, Locum Tenens, Kiwi Golfer, but Placido in front, and Placido scores a half length Pomcell. A length third Campaign Warrior, I'd say, just in front of Locum Tenens. Then Sports Beat, Kiwi Golfer, Zero Limit from the park. Waikikamuko, and the last 3 in the race would have been Adonis, Super Senior, and last of all Seclude.
Number 5, Placido, $15.90 the win, $5.50 for the place. 12, Pomcell, $6, and 1 Campaign Warrior, $3.20.
Placido.
Number 5, Placido on the Super Tab, $16.40 and $4.60. Number 12, Pomcell, $3.50, and 1 Campaign Warrior, $3.30.
Up and grabbed them down at the 350 metre mark after Kiwi Golfer had gone around the field wide. But this winner has been the widest runner in the straight when he came out, and he quickly got up to Pomcell, and they were probably about 10 horses off the inside rail, which is out 4 metres. Number 5 is the winner, 5, 12 and 1. 5, 12 and 1. Number 5 is first. Number 5, and that is Placido. He went around at Kyneton. He ran 5th up there behind Change of Fortune. Appeared to have every chance, and he ran midfield at Geelong. He didn't have a lot of luck there at Geelong behind Super Senior. Had a bit of racing, this bloke. He's had now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 runs back. This is the horse, if you may recall. He's been here for the last couple of years, over here for our country cups, etc., and winter handicaps. He's the sort of horse that can line up every 2 or 3 days. He's got quite an incredible, well, I suppose, intestinal fortitude to keep lining up and getting there. He's a 7-year-old stallion by Tarago from Fleet Pulse, Mrs. F. Chapman.
Right, openers in the 3rd.
Racing this time. They came away in a reasonable line, with the exception of Encosta de Lago. Not brilliant away. Apple Danish, the filly, away quickly from Samadira, Flavour, and further out in the track now. Victory Dash showing a bit of speed. Behind those then, cutting back to the fence, Oz Rock. Encosta de Lago is behind the leaders now, and wider out is Tennessee Spirit. Coming on with about 800 metres to go, and well off the fence, Apple Danish, and Flavour going up to join it. Back to the inside, Oz Rock. A length on the outside, racing a little fiercely with its mouth open, Victory Dash. Samadira behind them. 2 further back, Tennessee Spirit out wider, and Costa de Lago try to push up with a setter. Flavour going up now to this leader at the 400 metre mark, and Flavour took the front from Samadira back to the inside, battling on in the middle, Apple Danish. 2 or 3 in Costa de Lago, and then further out, Victory Dash. Flavour, Samadira down to the 200 metre mark. They rolled and got close. Samadira in front, about a neck to Flavour, coming at it again. 2 lengths further back in Costa de Lago, and a gap to Victory Dash. Samadira, Flavour, stride for stride with 100 to go. They're at very tight quarters. Flavour, Samadira clear now of Encosta de Lago. Samadira and Flavour, they hit it very close. Might be Samadira and nose to Flavour. They bumped a few times. 3 lengths away, third is Encosta de Lago. Then a gap in the race, Apple Danish, followed by Victory Dash. A good gap in the race, Tennessee Spirit, and last of all is Oz Rock.
Number 7, Samadira, 14.20, 2.70, 1 Flavour, 1.30. If it gets it, 2.80 and 1.30. 5 in Costa del Lago, 1.40.
7 Samadira just about set Canberra. 7 Samadira, $14, 2.80. If 1 gets it, Flavour, 3.30, 1.40, and 5 for 13 in Costa del Lago. No third dividend. In fact, there will be a third because it was a late scratching. 1.30 for number 5.
Top shot, one of the best to get going, but his name.
They're off and running this time. Prieur Way has eased back after the start with Noble Lotto and Magical Storm. First out near the inside here, Amuse Us from Cyclone Watch. And there's the penny going around the outside. Up close behind those symbols and wider out Sharon Tessa when they settle down. Broan up about midfield. The penny from the outside clears them. Settling down and the penny out 2 lengths. Sharon Tessa, Monica over on the rail. It's pushing forward now, squeezing up in the middle now. Monica to go up outside the penny and Sharon Tessa's 3 deep. 2 to Cyclone Watch, followed by Like a Vista over on the inside of Amuse Us from Symbols. Further back in the race, Lady Placido in the middle, Calypso from Our Brigetta. 1 further back, Lady Bird Blue. On the outside of it, Broan from Bon Precieux, Prieur Way, Cedo Flowery and Miss Moonlight. Then further back in the race, Magical Storm, Free Success, Mrs. Krause and Noble Lotto. At Chiquita Lodge, 1200 out. The penny, Sharon Tessa, 3/4 in front now. Symbols 3 out. 4th behind them is Monica. On the outside of it, 5th, Amuse Us. 2 further back, Like a Vista. Over on the inside is Lady Placido and 3 deep, Cyclone Watch. 1 further back, Calypso. 2 to Broan outside, Our Brigetta. 1.5 further back, Bon Precieux. They're followed further back in the race by Cedo Florian. Further back then came Lady Bird Blue, followed by Prieur Way. Noble Lotto taking off. Magical Storm back to the inside. Then Free Success, 2 lengths, Mrs. Krause. And last of all is Miss Moonlight. Racing up towards the 700 metre mark. Sharon Tessa out very deep and Symbols outside it have gone up now to the penny. They're followed further back by Amuse Us out deep from Monica and Like a Vista. Calypso tracking deep around Cyclone Watch when they come to the turn. Into the straight they race 500 out in the middle here. Symbols has gone up to Sharon Tessa, back to the inside the penny. Further back in the race, Like a Vista, Amuse Us down the outside. Broan trying to weave through. Further out on the track is Calypso coming home well from Noble Lotto. Lady Bird Blue there fanning across the track. Amuse Us. Our Brigetta getting a run in the centre with now Magical Storm pushing through. Out wide Amuse Us. Magical Storm's got the run in the middle. Magical Storm hit the front from Amuse Us and Our Brigetta, and Magical Storm gets up to win nearly a length. I'd say Amuse Us second. A nose Our Brigetta from Symbols. Then Mrs. Krause from Broan, Calypso. Cedo Florian out wide from Lady Bird Blue, Noble Lotto. Prieur Way from Bon Precieux. Further back, Lady Placido, Sharon Tessa. Like a Vista, Cyclone Watch. Back behind those would have been Free Success. Then Monica. Well back was Miss Moonlight. And the penny is back near the tail.
4 Magical Storm, 5.70 and 2.10. 7 Amuse Us, 6.40. 12 Our Brigetta, 10.40.
On the Super Tab, just before that.
Number 8, Janana Bell. Race 5, Randwick, late scratching 8, Janana Bell at 2.05.
Okay, Melbourne, race number 4, Magical Storm on the Super Tab, 5.60 and $2.10. Number 7, Amuse Us to return $6, and number 12 for third, which was Our Brigetta to return $10.20.
7 and 12, 4, 7 and 12 to race number 4 today. Got up inside Our Brigetta and grabbed Amuse Us and Symbols. Broan was just behind those. And Magical Storm finishing the race off very, very well has got the prize, number 4. Number 4, Magical Storm, Rodney Griffiths. Good solid win here. Number 7, second, Amuse Us, ridden by Greg Hall. And the third placing going to number 12, and that is Our Brigetta. 4th in number 13, Symbols, which bolted up to Sharon Tessa when they turned for home, but they fanned right across the track.
All right, more from Melbourne in a minute.
They're racing in the Nissan. Good start too. Kingston Bay and Sober Suit bounds quickly. Dropping back after the start here. Last of all, Avadon, and going fast Tolanda around the outside with Island Morn. Tolanda took up the running from Final Tempo. Island Morn third, 2 to Sober Suit. Our Marquis going around the outside of Snap. It's out 3 deep, Our Marquis. 2 lengths further back, Mr. Marconi. They're followed by Kingston Bay. State Taj 3 out, a length and a half further back in the race. Seasky and Danarani. 1.5 to the favourite Juggler, followed further back by Allegro. Auntie Mary and Avadon last of all, racing up to the 950 metre mark, and the leader Tolanda about 3/4 in front now from Island Morn, a length into Final Tempo. Our Marquis up on the outside, a length further back, 5th in the middle, Snap. Then State Taj around Sober Suit from Mr. Marconi, further back Danarani, Kingston Bay. Then Seasky, a good 2 lengths off them, then Juggler. Further back Allegro, followed on the inside. Back second to last Auntie Mary, and last of all is Avadon. 700 metres to go in the Nissan. Tolanda 3 3/4 in front of Island Morn. Behind those, Snap Final Tempo to the fence, and Our Marquise on the outside, 3 out. Behind it, State Taj when they turn for home. Juggler a fair way off. Just in front of it, Dana Rani as they turn for home. Talander out in the centre, straightened up a length and a half. Island Morn 2 to Snap. Down the outside, Sober Suit from Our Marquise, followed by Final Tempo, Seascape. Juggler's got a ton of ground to make up from Dana Rani, and then Avedon pulled out deep. Talander getting tired. They're grabbing it now. Snap in the middle. Here's Sober Suit, and now Juggler putting in a big run, and Seascape. Seascape drove through, grabbed Talander from Snap and Sober Suit. Seascape in front, and Seascape wins the Nissan. Seascape has scored from Talander and Juggler. Close up, Sober Suit, followed by Snap. Then further back, Our Marquise from Dana Rani, Kingston Bay. Then Island Morn from further back, then Avedon. Auntie Mary, State Taj, Allegro, Mr. Marconi, and Final Tempo is last of all.
Number 3, Seascape, $11.10 and $3.60. 17 Talander at $8 and $2. Juggler, $1.70.
Number 3.
Still 3 Seascape, Super Tab $9.50 and $3.30. Number 17 Talander to return $8.20 and 2 for third. Juggler to return $1.90. Replay Canberra in a moment.
Call for the photo was Seascape getting that late run through, getting 2 Talander, and then Sober Suit and Juggler were starting to make up their ground out very deep on the track. Seascape hit the front. And Seascape has got home in the Nissan. There it is now, number 3. Number 17 is second, Talander. And third goes to number 2, Juggler, 3, 17 and 2. Sober Suit will be fourth. 3, 17, 2 and 13 after the running of the Nissan Stakes. Back.
All right, at the barrier at Adelaide.
Bounced out in a good line too. Pindy left the gate quite quickly here, the grey, with Al Quahira's Son and Our King's Ransom the rail. There's Toll Bell. Toll Bell heads them off with a lap to go. Clears them by 2 lengths, Pindy and Our King's Ransom. Then Al Quahira's Son, 2 to Our Pompeii, followed by Boloco. Quick Ransom is out a little wide, going out of the straight. Further back, Dark Czar, followed by Section. Then Scalero. Well back here, that Balance Cessna last of all. To the side, the race to the 2,000 now, and Toll Bell out 3 lengths in front. Pindy second, 1.5 Our King's Ransom. A length into Al Quahira's Son running fourth. A length and a half Boloco fifth. Around it, Quick Ransom about 3 deep going forward now. It goes up fourth. Al Quahira's Son fifth. 1 to Boloco, who's sixth inside Our Pompeii. A length and a half Scalero. Then on the outside of it, Dark Czar. 2 to Hear That Bell outside at Section, and 2 to Cessna last of all. 17.50 out up the riverside of the course they go on the Queen Elizabeth, and the leader Toll Bell. 2 lengths in front now from Pindy, facing the breeze outside Our King's Ransom. Quick Ransom with that move has gone up fourth on the outside of Al Quahira's Son fifth. 1 further back then came Our Pompeii, and then Boloco over on the inside of Dark Czar. A length further back, Scalero Section. Here that Balance Cessna last of all. They're slowed down to a crawl at the 1,400 metre mark now, and Toll Bell left alone in front. Nearly 2 in front of Pindy and Our King's Ransom. No change in the order. A half further back in the race is Quick Ransom fourth. A length and a half then to Al Quahira's Son. Over on the inside of Our Pompeii. 2 to Boloco the grey just beyond midfield inside Dark Czar at the 1,200. 2 to Scalero and Section, and 2 lengths last of all. Hear That Bell on the inside of Cessna. Coming off the back in search of the 1,000 metre mark, and it's Toll Bell, 1 to Pindy. 1 further back, Our King Ransom, a half. Then on the outside, Quick Ransom. 2 to Al Quahira's Son. 5th on the inside of Our Pompeii. 2 to Scalero. Now he's got off the fence on Boloco, going around the outside now and making his ground. Further back in the race, Dark Czar. 2 or 3 Section. Hear That Bell. And last of all is Cessna at the 700 metre mark, and it's Toll Bell a neck in front. Here's Pindy moving up on the outside now to have a crack at it, and before the turn, Pindy is ranging up quickly to Toll Bell. 2 to Quick Ransom. Out wide are Our Pompeii, followed further back by Our King's Ransom. Back to the fence is Scalero. Further back then is Boloco. Dark Czar outside it. Al Quahira's Son trying to get a run through. Running down to the 400 metre mark, and the grey Pindy kicked to the front and moved 2 lengths in front of Quick Ransom. Al Quahira's Son behind those with Toll Bell, Scalero. Further back in the race then came down the outside Section. Pindy in front of the 150 metre mark. From on the inside, Scalero, Quick Ransom and Dark Czar. The grey's going all right though, Pindy. She's holding Quick Ransom at bay, and Pindy wins a length on the line. Quick Ransom, Dark Czar third. 4th is Section, followed by Boloco, Scalero, Toll Bell, and then further back Al Quahira's Son, Cessna. Well back in the race then came Our King's Ransom, followed by Hear That Bell, and near the tail is Our Pompeii.
Winner 5 Pindy, $6.40, $2, 3 Quick Ransom, $1.80, and 1 Dark Czar, $3.
Super Tab 5 Pindy to return 7.10, $2.30. Number 3 Quick Ransom, $1.90, and 1 Dark Czar, $2.70.
break, and she's got the prize. Number 5, Pindy, in the Group 2 Queen Elizabeth Stakes. Number 3 is second, Quick Ransom, Rodney Griffiths. Good game effort, moved up to be 4th going down the side with 2,000 to go. Third one, Dark Czar, ridden by Dan Nicklick, 5, 3 and 1.
Moving in Adelaide, race 7, Melbourne.
They're off and running. Sword bump with Petit Tamor on the inside. Pipette Dior quickly eased back at the start and going across to the inside. Now Rocky Sprint and Fighter Bay are coming to the outside. Away quickly, Madison Point is the leader over on the inside from Razor Pulse. They're followed further out by Tishan Moon, and just behind those, further back, Fancy Bird, rich and running. Wider out is Red Hope travelling forward. Right down the middle, Bowl Jackson in front of it, Grand Bay. Sword just behind those leaders. Madison Point over on the inside. Outside it now moving forward is Razor Pulse. Pipette Dior is now tracked right over on the inside from Petit Amour, Tishan Moon, Red Hope, rich and running, and then Sword behind the leaders from Crepitus. Grand Bay, a gap in the race, Cosmic Triss, and further back then Turbo Brave, Shandy Creek, Bella Serrata, Fancy Bird. Rocky Sprint hard against the outside rail in front now from Fighter Bay near the inside. Red Hope going up to Razor Pulse, Madison Point from Sword behind those. The inside are in front. Razor Pulse grabbed by Red Hope out wide, and Madison Point coming again. Red Hope getting its nose in front near the line, and Red Hope a long head, Madison Point, Razor Pulse third. Fourth home, Sword from Crepitus, Grand Bay, Bella Serrata, Fighter Bay further back in the race, and they're followed by Shandy Creek, Tishan Moon, and further back in the race, Pipette Dior. Back behind those would have been Turbo Brave, Cosmic Triss, then rich and running, well back, Petit Amour, followed by Bowl Jackson. Crepitus pulling up quickly with Fancy Bird in company with Grand Bay. The outside runners there were Rocky Sprint, and back there with it is Fighter Bay.
Double pair of fives, 125.90.
And the win in place, number 5, Red Hope, 19.20 and 5.20. 7, Madison Point, 2.70. 3, Razor Pulse, 3.40.
And number 5, Red Hope, to return 18.30 and 5 even. Number 7 for second, the local galloper, Madison Point, ran a good race at 3.30, and 3, Razor Pulse, 3.20.
The winner, Red Hope, Shane Dye. 7 second, Madison Point, Larry Cassidy. 3 third, Razor Pulse, ridden by Peter Nucky. Sword is 4th. He collided with Petit Amour at the jump away from gates 9 and 8, which didn't help his cause, Sword, that bump. And he's officially 4th. He was just off the lead and couldn't pick up the leeway on those 3 up near the front. 5, 7 and 3. 5, 7 and 3. After the Hilton on the park here, number 5, Red Hope. Ridden by Shane Dye, by keepers from Relia Goddess, raced by N.G. Zimmerman, prepared by M.A.T. Kavanagh from Mount Gambier. 4th at Caulfield, the Petit Amour.
It's at Canberra.
Good field.
Racing, way to a beautiful start too. One of the best out here on the outside as Cocky Bow bounced in front here. Going fast as Coal Tar to head them off when they settle down. Sir Boom is prominent with Black Rouge when they settle into stride. Along the back of the track and wider out, Hunza Court is rushing forward. Coal Tar led Hunza Court, Black Rouge. Sir Boom back running 4th, a length and a half in the field. Then Plushka, Pride of Kazoo 3 deep. Cocky Bow the inside, a length and a half. Temperate Pug followed by Teos. Espinosa, Belzevere, got into trouble, had to ease back on the inside and top of Pragmatism. Then Game Lad followed by Take or Leave It in 4. 5 lengths last of all, let him ride at the 800 metre mark, and Coal Tar 3/4 in front of Hunza Court. 2 lengths further back in the race, Plushka on the outside of Saboom. Over on the fences, Black Rouge. Temperate Pug is coming wide around the outside with Pride of Kazoo, and right out there is Plushka when they turn. Teos behind those from Cocky Bow, Belzevere. Further back in the race then Pragmatism from Espinosa, well back Game Lad. Take It or Leave It, pull to the outside, and last of all tailed off is Let Him Ride. Coal Tar down on the inside, 3 in front, down to the 300 metre mark from Teos into the clear and right down the extreme outside. Take or Leave It is coming home well. Teos grabs Coal Tar. Take or Leave It out in the centre, finishing well from Espinosa. Teos hit the front, 150 to go. On the outside, Take or Leave It coming after it. Teos grabbed by Take or Leave It. Take or Leave It gets up to Teos. They hit the line, heads up and down. Might be Take or Leave It. And nose Teos. They're out of stride on the line. 2 lengths away, third Espinosa, followed back on the inside by Pragmatism. Then Sir Boom further back, Plushka, a gap in the race, Pride of Kazoo. Coal Tar back to the rail from Game Lad, Temperate Pug. Let Him Ride picked up a few. Further back, Belzevere from Hunza Court. Black Rouge and well back, Cocky Bow near the tail.
And number 11, Take or Leave It, 18.50 and 6.50. 3 Teos, 2.40. 12 Espinosa, 5.80.
Number 11, the winner there, Take or Leave It, possibly at 15.90 and 4.80. The other ones, there, 3 Teos, 5.70, 2.30, and for third, number 12, Espinosa, to return 5.40.
Okay, the judge calling on the photo, and number 11 gets it. Take or Leave It, number 11. Got the stride in, had the momentum. Heads were just a little out of sync, but he's got there from number 3, Teos. And number 12, Espinosa, third. 11.3, 12 to the last for the day, 11.3 and 12. 11.3 and 12, Take or Leave It. He's had a couple of runs back. Didn't do much at Geelong, but has got up today. Never Wilson finished with a long run to grab Teos, who looked home and hosed down inside the 200. Would have got the upper hand from Coal Tar, and Espinosa's run a good race. One of his best runs this time around, number 12, to grab third. So the numbers there, 11.3 and 12, 11.3 and 12 on the last for the day.
Right now at Newcastle.